particularly great right now. I'm definitely ecstatic about being back out there with my guys and getting a great road win versus a team that we're, kind of, climbing, in the playoff race. But, after being out 5 weeks, I'm feeling it right now. I wish I could click my shoes together and be home right now in my bed. So, but it's great to be back out there. I love clothes. I love suits, but I didn't come here to put on a suit every day. I come here to put on a jersey and some shorts. That's what I came here to do and lead a team, the best way I know how. So, that's the frustration part when you're seeing your team struggle and you know how much you can help them and you can't do anything in a suit and tie. So, that's where the negativity starts to creep into the mind.
All right, Shannon, your guy is back. I see the smile. What grade would you give LeBron for last night's game, his return?
He told you, Skip Bayless. He told you, said, the quiet before the storm. There's a hush over the land, and then there's a huge swelling up. And it touched down last night. Oh, and Staples. Oh, bro, go James would get it to him. I'm going to give him a B, Skip Bayless. I'm going to temper. I wanted to give him an A, but I'm going to give him a B because I saw that he lacked some explosiveness. Obviously, he wasn't willing to step on the gas for the entirety of the game. Now, he did show some bursts of getting to the basket, had a nice James Harden 1-2 step back. But, Skip, look, it's just a matter of time that he'll get his legs up under him and he feels comfortable putting the pedal to the metal. It's going to be over for the Western Conference. I told you this was going to happen.
Not the whole Western Conference,
cast.
just
I love
part
what
of the
Rajon
Western
Rondo
Conference.
did.
Yep.
What, 14 points, 13 assists.
Yep,
Ingram was 19 points on 7-12 shooting.
Yep.
I think that was impressed with Brandon Ingram for the simple fact he knows his name is in this trade discussion, and he played through it. And my guy, old Lance Guitar Stevens, had that thing humming last night.
I thought
that was Slash of Guns N' Roses on that electric guitar.
Really?
Jimi Hendrix a little bit. Eric Clapton, some of the greatest guitar players.
Wow.
B.B. King.
You Googled today.
You know what, Skip Bayless is
good
just...
Google. Yeah.
I know you were sick last night, old Goat James giving it to him. But
sick?
I know what happened in the fourth quarter. They weren't making shots, and then all of a sudden they didn't want to defend. But LeBron James said, I want to go to overtime because I want to show y'all what I'm made of. Gave him 4 points, 2 assists, 2 reads.
Really?
You saw it, Skip Bayless.
I did. I saw
on a normal
every
night,
dribble of it. Yeah.
If LeBron James had been 100% healthy, that's a mid to high point triple-double. He still should have had one.
Yeah.
JaVale blew his assist.
I give you that. I give you that. He should have dunked it.
But on a normal night, he's healthy. That's easily a 35 to 40 point triple-dub, and you know it.
Is that all you got?
I got plenty more.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start right here. We had more weirdness from LeWeird James yesterday because I don't get it, man. Maybe he watched Undisputed yesterday? Is that possible?
Yeah, you challenged him.
I was challenging. I was calling him out like, what are you doing? You're LeBron freaking James. That's what I kept saying. Where are you? Your coach after practice 2 days ago said, he looked pretty good. He looked pretty good in the practice before this practice.
No, he said he looked great. He didn't say pretty good. He said he looked great.
But he was saying he was moving just fine. He said he could see no issues whatsoever with the groin. And I guess LeBron woke up yesterday and said, you know what, they're right. I should just play. It's the Clippers. It is the team just above them in the standings. The last team that's in the playoffs is the Clippers. The Lakers out of the playoffs, but now they've jumped up to tie them. So, way to go, Goat James. Faux Goat James, as I call him. I mean, that was good. I'm glad he decided to show up last night. And in the big... But by the way, he made a Wizard of Oz reference after the game? I didn't know he'd know that movie.
I liked it.
Oh, yeah, he click his shoes.
Yeah.
There's no place like home.
Wow.
There's no
How does he know that movie?
It's a classic.
It's all-time great. I could watch it tonight. It's one of my favorites. Has there ever been a better underdog story?
You already watched it 1,000 times.
Yeah, I've watched it 1,000 times, but it's like the all-time underdog team story, right?
Oh, it's a great team story.
Way to go.
I'm with you, Steve.
So, now back to grade for last night. I'm with you, but for very, very different reasons. I'm going to give Goat James a B for his play last night because predictably, I thought he was a little rusty early because he played 8 early minutes with 3 turnovers, which was not great. He did not shoot the ball from distance very well. He's 1 for 6 from 3, but that's all predictable. I get all that. And yet I thought he moved pretty much like his normal self. I'm going to give him what he said, 80% of confidence in his groin. There were sometimes it looked like he was protecting a little bit, like he wouldn't go to the 5th gear. He'd try to keep it in 4th gear. But those are, 24, 14, and 9. That's pretty good. I'm going to give you a real solid B for that. And I did love the fact that I finally got to see somebody run the point for the Lakers last night, because he was running point guard, point forward, point center. It's just fun for me. I appreciate the artistry of LeBron distributing the basketball. He conducts that offense. And you know what? Those kids all shoot it with more confidence when LeBron has delivered the basketball to them. It's a cool thing to watch. And to your point, I thought the kids showed no distraction last night, no letdown, no pouting or disengagement, because it's highly possible that in a few days they're all going to be Pelicans. And yet that didn't show last night. Now, to my issue of why I wouldn't give LeBron an A- or even an A for last night, he's got to close these deals. And once again, in the 4th quarter, when it was time to close, he couldn't close it, because, remember, they're up 12 after 3 quarters, and then I'm going to go all the way down. They had big leads. They went up to 14 with 10:57 left, but they're up 7 with 1:57 left. That's, again, it's actually the Clippers' home game, but you're in your building, and it felt like it was more of a Laker crowd last night than a Clipper crowd. So you got to close that, and they allow a 7-0 Clippers run to take it to overtime. So here's the flashpoint.
They stopped defending, Skip.
Huh? Yeah, well,
thank you.
Thank you. I needed that entree to the point I'm about to make. If we could see what happened, LeBron actually set up Rondo for a wide-open 3 that could have been the dagger. It could have iced it right there. And he kicked it back to Rondo, who misses the shot, as you see right here. Missed it really badly. Almost shot an air ball. And watch Goat James. He backpedals. He goes in the lane and plays his cavalier defense, as in, look who his man is. His man was Tobias Harris. We could maybe see that again. This is Tobias Harris. LeBron is standing in the lane.
Do we know for certain that Tobias Harris was his man?
You could just see the play unfolding. And I don't know if LeBron was let down because Rondo didn't even come close to making the 3. But LeBron, and he's gassed at that point. He's probably
I think Lou Williams was LeBron's man.
No, he was not. You know LeBron's not guarding any Lou Williams. He had Tobias Harris, and he does what he did so often last year in Cleveland, play cavalier defense, as in, I don't really care that much. He went and stood in the lane. I'm like, what are you doing? And Tobias says, really?
Okay, Skip, I will concede that.
Yeah.
That was a goofball move.
Okay, so
a two-pointer doesn't tie you. It doesn't beat you.
No, it doesn't.
Guard the 3-point line.
You got to guard your man, LeBron. And again, I know you're back after whatever it was, 35 days, and you're not really in game shape.
5 weeks.
I get that. But to LeBron's credit, with 3.7 seconds left in regulation, he did what I beat the table for him to do. He had the guts to put his head down and drive the basketball on Tobias Harris, if we could see this play. And he's driving it, and Tobias made a really shrewd operator play, because he got all ball. And the ball.
Yeah, but he grabbed his arm. Tobias grabbed LeBron's right arm with his left arm. You saw that hook.
It was clean as a whistle, and then the ball accidentally tips off LeBron's right hand out of bounds, and LeBron just couldn't give it up. Like, I didn't knock the ball. Yes, you did. You knocked the ball out of bounds, so we are going to overtime. But LeBron, bottom line, had the nerve, had the guts to drive it, because you know what usually happens? You get that foul call, and that means LeBron's going to have to go stand there by himself with virtually no time on the clock and make 1 of 2 free throws to win the game. And I just don't know. I don't know. I'm doing this, watching my TV, because I don't know if he's got that in him. Surely he could have made 1 of them. Yeah, but
you know
whatever. But again, I'm going to give him this credit. In overtime, he did shoot a fadeaway, like a hard fadeaway, where he was like the other way from the basket, like he did against Toronto last year. We haven't seen many of those this year, but he shot it and he made it, and that gave him a 120 to 118 lead. Now can we get to the other flashpoint of this game? This happened with 45 seconds left. Lance Stevenson drives the basketball on Big Boban, and Boban's a monstrously big human being. And what did Lance do? He just cold cocks him with a left elbow right in the cheekbone. Just gave him a shot of shots.
Yeah.
And you know what? This was nearly as bad a blown call as the Saints-Rams call was. And here's another LA team that benefited because that is just flat out offensive foul, wipe off the bucket, and it's Clippers basketball. Instead, they gave Lance, they let him get the foul, get to the free. They gave him the basket and let him shoot the free throw, which he made. So it goes from 3 to, it's a 2-point game, and all of a sudden it's a 5-point game. So that was the basketball team game right there. What referee crew would give that play to Lance? And it's Lance of all people.
Yeah.
Who gets little to no respect.
Like he did it intentionally.
Yeah. What are you doing? He just shot right in the cheekbone.
It's called creating space.
Oh, well, he created space. He dropped Boban onto his knees is what he did. Poor Boban. He's like the gentlest soul in the NBA. Really a sweet kid. And poor Boban, And how do you get away with that call? So, GOAT James got away with one there, or they just might have lost that game because Lou Williams.
We're going to talk about what GOAT James did in overtime.
Yeah, he was.
Do you want to?
I gave you. He made that shot. He made that shot with 1:15 left, and that stood up as this sort of quasi-game winner.
Right.
But at the very end.
What about them rebounds?
Yeah, he
what
rebounded
about them assists?
big. He's 6'9", 260. So, you know what? I tell you, every day we talk